Boa noite a todos. Welcome back to Tom Plays EUIV Universalis 4 for absolute beginners. We're back with Portugal and a bit further back than I thought we were. I'm not actually sure what's happened here, but seems to have gone backwards in time somewhat to where the last video was, which is bizarre. Oh well, so apologies for that. Don't seem to have lost too much. Still got all the holdings in France, it's just we haven't finished making the new colonial nation, which we certainly did. I'd like to reform both, please. Thank you, Queen Isabel. So it looks like we've just gone back a few months. Very odd, because I don't usually save the game until I finish the video. Still, not to worry. No actual change in the goals. We're still in the age of revolutions. We've got revolutionary France to worry about. We're still choosing between Hormuz and moving into India, assuming that the revolutionaries don't start harming us. I'm still half hoping these nobles will reoccupy them. Administrative or military, right. Well, stability is certainly useful, although we're doing a lot of attacking, so I might prefer to go for military, to be honest. I find it harder to keep an eye on tradition, but it is something that tends to get lost all the time. Okay, so let's just check this. Gearing up for attacks, we have got room for more army. So, assuming we're going to use the armies down here, predominantly, we have 2519, 2329, right, well, to start with, let's not do anything because we don't have any manpower. Fair enough. It's me not paying attention, but we do have room for many, many more ships, and because I'm considering an attack on Great Britain at some point, I wouldn't mind trying to make our navy stronger. And we're not exactly short of money, so let's just create a ridiculous number of 3-deckers. I think they're actually the final heavy ship. So they should also never need replacing unless they get destroyed, obviously. Keep forgetting about those two provinces. In fact, honestly, with all the pirates that seem to be around, we might be better off having a whole bunch of navies anyway, as long as we've got enough ships to do it. I'm hoping if we gather all the European ones into one navy, it'll be enough to allow us to transport troops to Great Britain, which is always the problem when you're attacking England or Great Britain, is actually landing troops. They're not usually that bad once you land troops there, but the navy can be a bit excessive. So yeah, might just make a few bunches of ships. Right, cool. How are we doing here? Caribus needs a diplomat. We do indeed have a diplomat, so go find Caribus and we'll send them along. So the Liberty Desire is a bit high, which is why we have this warning here. So that's actually the concern, but you can help that by improving their opinion of you. So if it's not already at plus 200, if the Liberty Desire is higher, it's worth sending a diplomat. Okay, so we should shortly be forming our new nation. Shouldn't need to make this state. I certainly shouldn't need to do any coring. There we go, Portuguese Louisiana. So we're kind of back where we finished, and I think we got rid of these mercenaries. Because in theory, Portuguese Louisiana should now take on the responsibility. I am thinking maybe it wouldn't hurt to subsidise them. Except we don't have any diplomats. So let's not worry about it. So I suppose ideally we need to regain some manpower before we do any attacks. Which is a nuisance. Or we could just hire some mercenaries and go for it. Except we also need a diplomat in order to do an attack. Okay, and we did want to make an alliance with Ethiopia, so the Ottomans are attacking A now. This could be a problem, we might actually end up clashing with the Ottomans. Which I'd rather not do, although I do think we severely overpower them now. So maybe I shouldn't worry. Just put a bit of papal influence in to becoming the Curia controller. Yeah, so this is our little warning about revolutions, which we may have to do something about before you know it. Oh no, that's still being built, so I'm guessing it's this colony that's finished. Brilliant, so that'll be the last one in Siberia. So we may also want to start trying to expand south. We've basically just got too many places we can expand into now. Far. But we should certainly be looking to move up here if nothing else. Oh no. Another whale taking damage. That was just because that army was there. Right, fair enough. A side effect of allowing military access. Right, let's see. Okay. Spy discovered, so we'll just fabricate any claims that we can. Hanovara is good. Seems to be it, unfortunately. But hey, if we can get a few extra provinces, it'd be nice. Indirect rule. Okay, so years of separatism, that just means that when rebels take some land, it won't cause as many problems. Which is definitely worthwhile. Okay, so we did have a mission about dominating the trade node of Sevilla. So we actually have 53% of the trade power. That actually isn't bad. That's better than I would have expected. What do they want us to have? 75%. So maybe it will be worth building the best marketplaces we can. So that's a stock exchange. Oh, looks like we already did. Fair enough. That's probably why it's surprisingly high. Right. Okay. Fair enough then. So there's only these 5 provinces that actually count and we already own them, so we literally cannot improve our trade power in Sevilla without taking land from Spain. It's fair enough. We should have a royal marriage with them. You never know, there's always a chance they might not have an heir one day. But realistically, you know, I mean, we'd be very lucky if that happened, and occasionally it does, but can't rely on it. Okay, so I think we have room for another diplomatic relation. So as we did last time, going to make an alliance with Ethiopia. Even if they do have noble rebels. I'm going to start improving relations with the Ottomans. And just in case we can avoid conflict, you never know. Might be worth a try. Britain is spying on us. Don't blame them. We may well attack them next. leave it be. Definitely leaving it be now. We're in the age of revolutions. Not giving the colonists any excuse to break free. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of those in India. I wonder if we could fight a battle entirely with mercenaries. Probably wouldn't work. Wouldn't have enough. Oh. Okay, we have maxed out our diplomatic power. So, well, might be a good idea to try and raise these areas. Okay, we can raise that one a lot. So I basically increased the production. I'm hoping that might give us additional power in the trade node. Doesn't appear to have done so. Maybe I'm not onto a winner there. Nonetheless, still worthwhile. Yeah, I did have a look at the setup for industrialisation as an institution, the only one that hasn't fired yet, and it just looks like we need a bunch of the standard stuff. We need our province to be like highly developed and have all the right buildings, marketplaces, workshops, things like that. Anything that's remotely a manufactory, anything that's remotely industrial like, and then it's more or less just a matter of development, I think. I'm not going to worry about it. Might try and improve Porto next time we max out our monarch power, which is quite likely. Okay, our diplomat's been discovered, so let's just fabricate some claims. As we did last time, before it so rudely lost all the progress. Okay, then we'll just stop. It does give us an excuse to attack them once the truce is over, which could allow us to install a monarchy. So, not a bad thing to have some claims. I'm not that interested in conquering France otherwise. Although the land's quite valuable, it's just, you know. Okay, so we've got imperialism, but we don't actually have many claims here. Cool, Ethiopia would join in. We are improving relations with them. Right, well, just on the off chance, let's start building a spy network. I'm still wondering if we should actually launch an attack here next. It's certainly worth considering. So that will be 35. Oh, we finally got some manpower. And the supply limit's 45, so we're a bit limited anyway in terms of the armies we can put there. So maybe it's worth just moving one army over. Need to grab the huge fleet, but that's good because we can also start putting all the new ships into it. The wrong one. Never mind. That is expensive. But yeah, no problem. I'll hire him. I feel we'll get a loss of prestige if we don't, so. No, we're not exactly short on money. I would... Oh! Local investment, production efficiency, but we do get corruption. I'll tell you what, let's have the corruption because we're currently rooting it out, so that's fine, and we can afford to. Actually not an issue. Not an issue at all. Sounds like we're actually losing money. Amazing. By quite a bit. Maybe it's because we're rooting out corruption so fast, to be fair. It's probably are going a little overboard on it. Plus having corruption isn't a good thing. Might be worth reducing the inflation a little. Yeah, that's enough. Makes us positive. Okay, so let's just add all of those to that fleet. We're going to move this army across here and get enough allies. I mean, I don't necessarily want to take huge swathes of land here. Just maybe take advantage of the claims we've made before we disappear and just get more of a foothold than just one province. Plus, you know, spices. Probably our best general. Safala, so you're a bit more central. Oh, this is good. We're heading up the coast. This should help enormously. Okay. Okay, so what mercenaries in theory? In fact, if we declare war, Badori, Wenad, Tripura and Andhra. We can get Bengal on our side. Why not Delhi? They're massively in debt. Right, okay. Well, that's annoying. At least Bengal is nearby. It would be nice to have both of them on board before we do an attack. When are we losing our claims? 1754. We don't have that long, but we can afford to give it a bit of time. At least. Alright, let's improve relations with these two, if we can. Still no negative results from the revolutions, which is good. Legitimacy is apparently slowly going up, at least. Okay. Nothing important, so let's go with Monopoly. So now 32% mercantilism. So if I did want to hire mercenaries over here, right, I think we can always get like an independent army at least. Mildly annoying. So many options. And that's it. That is Siberia. Done and dusted. At least with one last Mozambique. Okay. Mozambique it is. So we should be able to colonising there. Not going to be able to go up there, but we can spread out a bit. that's annoying. Revolutionary France determined to spiders. Right, okay. So how big's this uprising going to be? 20k. It's not ideal. Right, so if we split you up, and you can head to the new colony. I'm going to move these guys over wholesale to Mozambique. Give them the less good general of the two. That should make the revolution less likely to fire there, because things on the mainland are just easier to deal with, basically. Long-term investment's probably better for us, so this is diplomatic power. Yes, yes. Actually, the potential problem is whether Mozambique can sustain an army that big. It can. Brilliant. Okay, great. Let's improve our diplomatic technology. Let's take another humanist idea. Max promoted cultures +2. I like that. I don't know if we can do it yet because we don't have the diplomatic power, but we badly need to promote the Swahili culture. I'll do manufacturers. Okay, so Angosha is the next most likely place. Looks like we can actually move this army by ship anyway, so probably needn't to worry too much. I'd just rather have them on the mainland. Okay, spy discovered. Annoying. Not the end of the world. Okay, this could be annoying. Probably better we accept that. That's a point we really should be trying to mop up. Smaller nations in the Americas. It looks like Spain's doing it. Peace is good. I guess if we're going to be at war anyway, maybe we should start our own. So how about the Shawnee? See if we can absorb them, because I don't think there are anyone. We have a truce. Fair enough then. Not really an option. That's an option though. So with that in mind, is it worth us going ahead with this war? Yes, of course. I'm just thinking because we obviously makes our citizens unhappy that we're at war. So maybe if we do all the wars at once. Seeing as those two wars are mainly just the colonial nations, they don't really affect us directly. Now I'm just going to have to assume that we have the edge here, technologically, although I'm really annoyed that now neither of our allies are willing to join in. Multiple wars. Massively in debt still. Right. I guess we won't do that then. Upsetting though that is. Just leave it. Okay. Fair enough. Hopefully these won't last too long. So I think that's Spain's war, so we can't do much about that one, but this one is ours, so we want to make peace with the Pawnee first. which we'll quite happily do, because we can't take any of their land. Pause that. Okay, so totally finished here, so I think it would make sense to move our army to the Russian border, since that's the most likely place an attack's going to come from. The Kievan separatists have risen up, not quite where we were expecting them. See if we can get there before we take over. Probably not. In which case we'll just go to a province next door. Oh no, we did. And there we go. So Spain's war is going well, ours is going not so well, but we probably just need to give it time. I'm sure the colonial nations are perfectly up to it. Might just give them a gift just in case. I already did Labrador. I was going for Cascadia. Okay. Just to help them fund their troops and stuff, really. So that technically goes for these nations too. I'm mostly going for the plus 25 relations. It doesn't hurt. And it still lasts a certain amount of time, even though it's a gift. Square or impulse. Right, so they're both equally appropriate from a role-playing position. It's just how offensive or defensive you want to be. So, well, to be honest, oh, I see. Yeah, offensive fire versus defensive fire. Well, in some ways, I'd rather be defensive. Uprisings, requests for military access. Okay, I think our war is pretty much won. So let's make peace with the Porty first. Actually, maybe not. What are they offering us? They'll cede us some land. It'll do. It's fine. I don't really mind that much. And it gets the war over with. Hopefully the Spanish war will be over soon as well. At least it should hold off on them breaking their alliance with us, because we're helping them. So I think we may have lost some of our claims now. We really do need to think about declaring war. So let's go for it. Okay, so they have a military of 27, we have 28. Don't really like those odds. So I'm gonna shove a mercenary army in the mix as well. So we're not going to attack immediately. mercenaries my less good general. And I'm going to spread out to start with. Start taking some land. We should also bring our navy over, come to think of it. It's by far the best navy in the Indian Ocean. So we should not in any way, shape or form be allowing them to victimise our Bengali allies. I really should have thought of that. Not to worry. I suppose inevitably they'd go for Bengal first. Now, going into Goa. I see we're at very low morale here, but still. Hoping the combination will be enough to win us the day. Suddenly not that confident. No, we are absolutely getting slaughtered. Not enough morale, unfortunately. On the plus side, we're heading towards Bengal, which is good because we can help them. So we'll just keep these armies together now. Tripura, I'm totally happy with that. I don't know what Bengal have done, but it looks like they managed to get one of their allies to give up already, which is good. Good work, guys. So yeah, obviously not at all worried about losing our single province. Just need our morale to improve. I didn't realise that we had another military improvement we could make. So primarily we want to break their big armies. If we can. That's fine. Not that useful, but fine. So yeah, and basically protect Bengal because we want to keep them on board. They will certainly make life easier for us. Genuinely surprised by how much trouble we're having here. I think I'm going to have to go and get another army. Or maybe hire some more mercenaries or something. Because this is embarrassing. I know we don't have that much of a technological advantage, but the amount of money we've got. Well, I was right to insist on having allies in any case. Clearly we definitely needed Bengal on the side, right. See, not that keen to do that really. Maybe we should go take this castle. And I think I'm going to go with the obvious method and hire some more mercenaries. Rather than bringing an army over. Where are you going? Are you retreating or something? Yeah, you see, I don't think you can take that castle. I think the army will come along and swat you down, basically. Oh, are they an ally? Is that the problem? Of course they are. It's me not thinking. Right, give me another general. It was only during this game I realised you could actually make generals for mercenary forces, which was pretty obvious. Sorry about that, it's actually bad swearing in some countries, isn't it? Definitely need to take down some of these castles. Not entirely sure. Oh, brilliant. We can combine these forces. That's good. Not entirely sure we can take that particular army on. However, no, seriously, stop ignoring me. Oh, really, this is important. Right, you need to stop, because I'm not taking that army on with one army. It's just not happening, sorry. I'm deeply unhappy that they're taking a circuitous route to the battle there. I mean, honestly, are you just taking the mick now? So you're going to arrive too late, aren't you? Oh no, not quite. Not quite. We're still losing though, unfortunately. Where are we? Maybe not quite, despite having the worst general. Thankfully Bengal's got a bit more about them. Oh no, they don't. No. They managed to let us get slaughtered. I think they were trying. They're actually a pretty good ally, I have to say. Certainly better than most of my other allies have been. Okay, so I'm thinking we need to keep all three armies together. Peace offer from Andhra. I am happy with a peace offer from Andhra. That will make my life much easier. Okay. Alright, they're actually attacking us. Well, that doesn't bode well. Oh no, they're not. They've changed their minds. Right, fine, in that case. Oh, see, we've still got quite low morale. That's why they're attacking us. Okay, well, how about we help Bengal with his castle first? Because the numbers will help with that. It gives us a chance to recover our morale. Nothing like having a huge army when you're sieging a castle down. The less castles there are, the more freely we'll be able to move, and the more freely Bengal will be able to move, which will be good. I need to keep an eye on this army. I do not want them wiping out our allies. Especially seen as they've been absolutely invaluable. I'm sure I've mentioned before, but the big plus of using mercenary armies is that it doesn't affect your manpower as much. Obviously we're still losing manpower because we have one of our own armies there, but not quite as rapidly. They come with their own manpower. Really need to take down some of these bigger armies. Army hunting once this castle finally falls. Much as I'd like to force that navy to take off. That's it. Come closer. Okay. Right, well, let's spread it outwards for you. Bit concerned that I have exiled armies. Trying to see if it's one of these. Mannyberg. It looks like it is one of these, but could do with a way to tell which one, really. Delhi? Delhi, brilliant. So Delhi has agreed to join in as well, which is fantastic. I'm going to move my armies out of his siege one by one. I'm not going to arrive in time, am I? Oh, I might. Okay, so we'll send one of these along. Oh, we've got a better air. I wonder if that's because of the loss last time. We really don't want to do that, do we? Unfortunately, Bengal's already been defeated. Bengal and Delhi combination. Really, we just need to finish this. Did we lose progress? I would have thought that moving the armies out one by one would have prevented that from happening. And still, I supposedly have exiled armies. So basically the concern here is that exiled armies don't tend to contribute. So I'm thinking I need to move them to an area that's occupied by Portugal, so they'll lose their exiled status, whichever army it is. Give them support, obviously. Also the point, I need to head up into Delhi. Just really need to know which of his armies is exiled. So I'm hoping when I move one of them onto this spot, that flag will disappear. Of course I could move all of them onto that spot if his castle would just fall, which would certainly help. Okay, and the flag's still there. But we finally won the siege, and that has made it disappear. Right, brilliant. Let's head up into Delhi and help them out. Not happy about this. Don't want them piecing out. Now we've got them. Plus it looks like most of the armies are now in Delhi, so hopefully, while we're eliminating them, our allies will be eliminating the enemy. If they can just hold themselves back from attacking until we've actually got somewhere close. Okay, let's speed up a little, this is going to take a while. Not at all happy that one of my armies has got so far ahead of the others. How many times we've lost. In fact, let's just hold up a sec. Bring him back together, and of course the castle's fallen before we can get there. get at that castle? Oh, we can. Brilliant. The main thing I want to do is eliminate their army, rather than worrying about this castle too much in itself. Okay, great. I might take the castle back anyway, seeing as we're here. Yeah, they're pretty good. Okay, Bengal has apparently had enough. Seriously guys, if you're just going to make peace on me for no reason. Oh, I suppose it was fair enough, I guess. Right. I suppose they're just being destabilised by the ongoing war. Which basically means we need to draw this to a close. I don't feel like we've made a huge amount of progress is the problem. Okay, this looks a bit better. Hopefully Delhi can get their lands back while we siege these castles down. Problem is they're just going to try and sneak past us the second we're sieging a castle, like so. So let's take a mercenary and see if we can head them off. Oh, right. Fine then, let's not bother. We've made peace. Our allies have deserted us. Okay, not willing to make peace. That's fine. Well, in that case, we may as well keep our armies together, siege down all the castles, dare them to attack us, and hopefully we'll eventually be able to make a favourable peace. Seeing as we don't need to worry about protecting our allies anymore. There's one advantage of only having one province. Unless they're attacking over here or something. But not so far. That siege as well, brilliant. Let's go do this one because we can hopefully force their ships to set off. So you see our war score's already looking much better. We could probably end it now inferior because we're not really after that many better relations. I could use the better prestige, to be honest. Sorry, nothing against Brunei, I'd be quite happy to have better relations with them. I just, prestige is quite useful. A high liberty desire, but let's finish this war first. I doubt it's going to blow up immediately. Industrial Revolution didn't start with us, unfortunately. But we should still be able to do okay because of our enormous money. So send your army north all you want. What are you going to do? Go over land and attack Portugal? Okay, let's just take these 3 coastal provinces. Yeah, please. Always happy to gain more land. Alright, you're just going to take back the areas that aren't protected by castles, which is fine. So Madurai, that's one of the enemies, isn't it? Slow this down, so we've now got a nice naval battle happening. I'm going to take this castle as well. Thinking surely they want peace now. They do not. Okay. I suppose the war score isn't particularly high as of yet. Okay, that's that siege 1. So do the same again. I'm going to split into 3, but I might start the siege first this time. Oh, they managed to take a castle back. Good for them. Take the capital back as well. Fair enough. Okay, we have a peace offer. That would be a very good one. Oh no, hang on, it's Madurai. That's fine then. They've taken both their castles back in record time. It always annoys me when that happens. It's like you have to spend forever sieging down a castle and then they just immediately take it back, and you'd think, oh, maybe it's because the castle's damaged, you know, it's been damaged in the siege, fair enough, but then you go to take it back again and suddenly, yeah, it takes forever again, like it's been fully repaired. Extremely annoying. Okay, not sure where the ships have gone. Oh, they're there. That's wasteland. Oh darn, I can't get there. Right, we definitely need to claim Ghetto then. We also definitely need to wrap this war up. Our citizens are going to be getting pig sick of it, I would imagine. Still, it'd be nice to have an actual positive war score before we do that. Thank you. Right, let's go retake that. And the plus side is at least they'll be running out of steam as well. Plus it looks like some of our allies' ships at least have arrived, if nothing else. Our colonial nations, I mean. Oh, got quite a big fleet there. Surprising. Never mind, too busy trying to destroy this one. Actually doing remarkably not that well, which is annoying. Maybe the fleet came back and joined in. On the plus side, it will give us an opportunity to recreate our fleet, I suppose, using newer and tougher ships. I'm kind of deliberately ignoring the papal power here because I think once it gets to 100-ish, we can raise our stability. Okay, peace offer from Waynad. Good, good. Got our exiled flag again there. Just going to take the lands that we want to take from them. You need a general. And you probably need to get out of there. Because we do have rather a lot of army people. I suppose we could try it. It seems to be running away, which is always a good sign. Problem. Big problem. That's extremely annoying. Oh, I see. They've been getting busy over here. Oh, right. Well, in that case, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go and plough a load of diplomatic points. Actually, do I need to plough them into Porto? I probably don't. Let's plough them into Tangiers instead. Yep, I'm not too worried. So them taking control of them instead of our enemies, I can live with that, I think. Right. What were we actually doing? Right, it looks like we might have won a battle because these guys seem to be running away, so that's good. Let's go take a castle. War score's looking a lot better, I have to say. And it does look like our ships actually survived, so we'll have to see how much of our army we can actually shift to deal with those rebels. So maybe if we just take these two castles. Actually, can we stop that? We can't. Right. Fair enough. So it might actually be easier to ditch these mercenaries and hire some others over there. I've got a colonist doing nothing. This is no good. From with wars sometimes, lose track of everything else. Earthquake destroys Lisboa. Oh, of course, yeah. Historical event. Well, it's terrible, but it seems to mostly be fixable with money. Oh, they've got some particularists as well. Glad it's not just us. Okay, come on. Let's round this up, everyone. Okay, won a siege, brilliant. War scores at least getting higher. Okay, managed to miss India completely there. Can we relieve this siege? No, we cannot. That's really annoying. Okay, I'll tell you what, why don't you go take some lands? Not going to worry about the particularists. Be something nice for them to deal with later. I suppose of all our allies making peace on us. Right, yes, I know. It's about to fall. This is basically, yeah, citizens are really, really sick of this. War's been going on far too long. There we go. Right. We've taken that castle. Let's make peace. So if we do suggest demands, we get both of these and they're going to give up a load of land. Not that interested in that, to be honest. I'm thinking more about taking a whole bunch of their land on the understanding that we will probably have a ton of uprisings. So I might leave it there. It's excessive, but not as excessive as it could have been, and I think this is our actual army, which is fine. A bunch of warnings about overextension, I'd imagine. So we'll just core all of these as fast as we can, and hopefully we'll get away with it. I'm also going to ditch the mercenaries because they're costing a bomb, and maybe hire some more mercenaries to deal with the particulars. But yeah, there's a good chance we'll be trying to deal with this for some time to come. So, supply limit 33, oh 44, that's better. Corruption's really high, need to put more money into it. Thankfully we do actually have rather a lot of money again now. So let's go with that. We've got this high liberty score in Portuguese Colombia. We can't do a huge amount about it, unfortunately, because we're already at plus 200. And I want to see if we can hire a mercenary company here that can put down these particularists. 32? That's not bad, if we give them a decent general. That should do it. Cool, so that's given us a decent foothold on India. It might be, of course, might end up being the last apparently we're not selectable yet. Okay, need some morale, looks like. Separatists, that will be the remains of the army, I assume. No, they're particularists, they're not separatists. Alright, fine. Why am I having a job grabbing any of my armies? Wrong map, that's why. Okay, so let's give them, actually give them one that's not assigned. So I just need their morale to improve, and then hopefully they can put down these mercenaries. Not mercenaries, they can, the mercenaries can put down the particulars so you don't appear to have a general. Okay. Let's go for it. There we go, perfect. So we'll just keep them on board long enough to take back these lands. Spare no expense, of course. And then we'll just see where we're at. Oh, increased stability. So that's the beautify local saint. Much as I'd like the extra prestige, having +3 stability right now when we've overextended a bit would not be a bad thing. So yeah, that's good anyway. That went about as well as I was hoping. We need to bring our ships home, don't we? That's everything. That's good, brilliant. So we can now maybe take stock a little and work out where we're at. Okay, all colonists are operating. No obvious uprisings here yet. I'm sure there will be some. But yeah, definitely not bad. Portuguese Deccan. We've made a bit of progress. Might be able to home in on Hormuz from the other side, you never know. But yeah, so I think we'll definitely be looking over here next time. Still got a spy now. Oh, the agent was discovered. Useless. Fine. I must not have noticed. That's very unfortunate because I would like to get this province specifically. And because we could take it anyway, we just took a whole bunch of Indian provinces without bothering. We just use imperialism. It would be nice to get them at a time when the Mamluks don't want to join in, although they might not be that powerful actually. They're not, so we don't need to worry about the Mamluks. So yeah, brilliant. Let's just set a few diplomats going, and I think that might be it. So keep it up with Spain still for now. Who are our other allies? I think Austria. We've got Commonwealth and Austria, are big ones. Okay, 1762. What's that, 59 years to go or something? Fair enough. Still haven't had any obvious negative repercussions from France being revolutionary, so still not going to worry too much about that. At least I'm assuming that with these eye. Oh no, Dreams of Liberty. That does sound a bit like it, so maybe we should consider taking France down. Okay, well we'll think about that for next time. Still want to get all these heavy ships together if we possibly can. Send them to Goa, make landing here. Because there's also Britain to think about. But yeah, I think we should make a move towards Hormuz next time. So we'll have to reinstate that spy network once they've had a bit of time to calm down. Maybe once we get another diplomat back. Might just improve with Bengal actually. They did fight for us quite a bit, and Delhi as soon as we get another diplomat. Yeah, I suppose in theory, if we can get this province, we could colonise these two and we could actually work across land rather than going across the coast, which would make sense. And just sort of with Portugal, I tend to be thinking in terms of coasts, but there's no, it would actually be a little quicker, especially as we can do these with colonisation, and we're moving pretty fast on that right now. Big African war going, that's good. They're fighting each other, they're not fighting us, which is never a bad thing. Okay, right, we've definitely gone massively over there anyway. So, not bad in any case. I mean, it was much bigger war than I anticipated actually. I keep forgetting that these countries aren't particularly behind us technologically. I keep hoping that with our constant +3 advisors we will start leaving other people behind technologically. We do need to think about industrialisation for next time. Try and get it embraced with that in mind. So yeah, maybe some of these, without thinking about it. Let's maybe get Lisboa done now, so we've at least got it somewhere. So we'll just do military and diplomatic. Well, there we go. It's already present. Okay, well that's good. suppose because it's so high up, all it needed was a little push. Which is fair enough, I guess. Okay, so how about here? Because this is what I wanted to do a while back. Give them as much military as we can, as much diplomatic as we can. Turns out that's not much now. Okay, so we've still got a way to go, but this should get it much faster at least. I'm just thinking then it'll spread out to all the adjacent places. We should be getting it faster along the coast now. Unfortunately, we're also helping Spain, but that's not a huge problem. But yeah, let's just get to the point where we can get industrialisation as fast as possible, because that war did take quite a bit of money away from us. We'll start building it up again, but probably save it to embrace industrialisation. Unless we end up using it for mercenaries in this war. Well, that will be for next time. Definitely gone over. But yeah, I'm at least pleased with the result. I think we're going to have a few uprisings. We're going to have to get used to our armies being quite split up from now on, I think. But making progress. Okay, and the uprisings start. So we'll leave that for next time. But yeah, definitely looking at Hormuz, hopefully next. At least this province here. As soon as we get it back. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you then.